Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and I have an unusual subject today. Can we use Dungeons & Dragons to conclave buffer the world, to protect the world from misinformation? It's an interesting question. All right, let's get into it. So recently the Pope died, okay? Now, I was protected from misinformation about this. Now, I was an excellent target for misinformation about the Pope's death. Why is that? Well, I'm an evangelical Christian, and legit, I do not trust the Catholic Church. I think I don't like them. I do not like them, right? And so when the Pope died, I think if I had not seen the movie Conclave, I would have been terrified about what the Catholic Church was up to. Wait, what? So the Pope died, and then they put a bunch of smoke, and they're sending smoke signals, and they're signaling with smoke from their Pope building? Ooh, that sounds very suspicious. I wonder what evil message they're sending, right? That I would have been game for any kind of weirdo stories that came out about that, right? But I watched Conclave, right? And Conclave was a movie about the death of a fictional pope, but it was very accurate. When the Pope died, right? Pope Francis died. I knew exactly what would happen. I'm like, oh, I know what that smoke means. I know exactly what's going to happen in the Catholic Church now. And I was very calm about it. The movie Conclave protected me from misinformation about a real world event. But the movie was fiction, right? Well, you and I, as Dungeon Masters, we tell fiction stories every day through Dungeons & Dragons. Can we use Dungeons & Dragons to protect our players from misinformation that is coming up about real world events that are certainly guaranteed, right? So like the Pope, of course, dude was like 70 or 80, right? Like he was going to die. Like it wasn't like, but the Conclave movie was perfectly timed, right? And I watched it months before the Pope died, and it helped me to understand that real world event. So the question is, can we use Dungeons & Dragons to buffer the world from misinformation and make the world a better place? The answer is absolutely yes. Are you kidding me? And we absolutely should. So wait a second, Scott. How am I going to do that? I'm currently telling a story about the Underdark and a bunch of gnomes. Stop doing that, right? Start telling stories with Dungeons & Dragons that deal with the real world and the players play themselves. Wait, what? What'd you just say, Scott? Yeah, exactly, right? We are using Dungeons & Dragons wrong. We can fix the world with it. We can fix the problem of misinformation. We can prepare people. We can protect people if we use Dungeons & Dragons differently, and we should. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.